This is turning out to be a month
This is turning out to be a month
for seeing old friends.
for seeing old friends.
I got an email
I got an email
a couple of weeks ago
a couple of weeks ago
from an old friend from graduate school.
from an old friend from graduate school.
She and her family
She and her family
are visiting LA for a week.
are visiting LA for a week.
They plan to see family
They plan to see family
and to visit friends.
and to visit friends.
Since she moved out of the country,
Since she moved out of the country,
I haven't seen her in ages.
I hadn't seen her in ages.
I'm looking forward to meeting her new kids
I'm looking forward to meeting her new kids
and seeing her again.
and seeing her again.
Another old friend called this week.
Another old friend called this week.
She and I were buddies
She and I were buddies
in our undergraduate days.
in our undergraduate days.
She plans to swing by LA
She plans to swing by LA
on her way to San Francisco.
on her way to San Francisco.
We've made plans to have lunch.
We make plans to have lunch.
She works in Washington, D.C.
She works in Washington, D.C.
as a political advisor
and as a political advisor
and is usually very busy.
and is usually very busy.
I'm glad she could make time
I'm glad she could make time
for us to get together.
for us to get together.
When we say goodbye to our friends,
When we say goodbye to our friends,
we always hope to keep in touch.
we always have to keep in touch.
But what with this and that,
But what with this and that,
it's sometimes hard to do.
it's sometimes hard to do.
With friends that I've fallen out of touch with,
With friends that I've fallen out of touch with,
it's sometimes hard to meet up again
it's sometimes hard to make up again
and pick up where we left off.
and pick up where we left off.
We've both moved on to a different phase in our lives.
We both move on to a different phase in our lives.
Some of my old friends
Some of my old friends
have become very successful
have become very successful
and are living lives in the fast lane.
and are living life in the fast lane.
Other friends are struggling along
Other friends are struggling along
and are just making ends meet.
and are just making ends meet.
But no matter how they're doing,
But no matter how they're doing,
it's always nice to touch base.
it's always nice to touch base again.
I'm really looking forward to seeing these old pals of mine
I'm really looking forward to seeing these old pals of mine
and catching up after all this time.
and catching up after all this time.